Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Godot community. I'm Sarah Rising. I'll be your host for this episode. This is the place for elementary teachers just like you, visual arts teachers. Hopefully, today we can come together, share some ideas, learn some new things. Most importantly, please remember to subscribe so you don't miss any of the posts from your friends and coworkers, and check back often for ideas. This is the third in a three-part series where we're covering all things that have to do with clay, um, mostly in the slab building portion of clay. It's quite an expansive section. I don't know why I said all things clay, but it's just mostly the slabs. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share with you some resources on clay slab creations. I'm going to show you guys ideas on making slabs, how to store your clay, and inspiration. Some things that really got me very excited. All right, on this page, what I've included for you, um, clay can be, slab rolling can be quite overbearing for some kids because depending on what you're using to roll out the materials, we can use rolling pins, we can use empty cans, we can use, oh my gosh, so many things. But you really need to start off with a nice slab of clay that can take you into places where you're making projects. Now, some of you may have access to a slab roller, and I'll talk to you about that in a minute, but just the basics. I have included a link to an article here where you can see how to make quick clay slabs using only your hands. So I put the little icon here just to remind you to click it. If you've not used one of these clay cutters, they're very, very handy. You can slide the guide bar up and down. Once you've got your 25-pound block of clay, I know some people like to wedge their clay, so if you're wedging it, just form it back into a brick if you're using it straight out of the bag. I often don't wedge my clay when I'm doing slab, and I've not, knock on wood, had any problems with bubbles and things blowing up. But this is a nice tool, and I have been known to let some of my older kids use it. I think it's quite easy for kids to use. I've included for you guys a video here, and you can click on that at your leisure to teach the kids how to roll out the clay using wooden guides. And that allows you to keep a uniform slab across when you're using these. Lots of times we'll be cutting these into other shapes, but it's just really nice to have a piece ready to go. I've never used one of these, but I'm going to go ahead and share with you the link. Well, I did share with you the link, and you can click on here and watch the video. Um, the gentleman makes it look so easy simply by pressing this wire form through the clay. Um, if any of you have used it and have some feedback on it, maybe you guys can share your feedback and how that's worked out for you guys. So again, getting us started with clay projects using slabs, this is kind of the starting point. Okay, this thing here, I came across this last week, and I, if any of you guys are out there using it right now, please let me know if it really works as easy as this clay artist claims it does. Now, when you watch this video, I will say he has a shop and he offers these for sale. Um, I have purchased the he offers the um, download so that you can make these on a 3D printer. So if you've got 3D printers at your school, this is a great way to tie in STEAM into your art program. But basically, you can see how it works. You tie in your wire on, like, say this is the 14th slot, and then you run the slicer across. And then you drop the wire down one more and run the slicer across, and then drop it down another one and run your slicer across. I'll let you go ahead and watch the video, but man, I was so impressed. I've never seen anything like this. I don't know where I've been hiding, but if you've ever used it, again, do let me know. You can buy these online as well. All right, this is a great video for storing clay in the classroom. Um, Again, I'm not going to bore you by playing the videos. I'm just going to let you guys watch this when you can. I am going to say though, one of the things that I've done before, if you are using a slab roller because you're pressed for time, oftentimes it might take a class, the whole class period for the kids to roll out the slabs. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So I have used a slab roller and cranked out lots and lots of clay. One year I cranked out so much of it, I had tennis elbow that I swear it didn't go away for the whole school year. But one of the ways that's a great way to store this is go find your custodians and ask them to give you some of those big black garbage bags, those industrial garbage bags. And then what I like to do is cut them in thirds and then roll out the slabs, spray it, lay it on there, lay another piece of plastic, spray it, slab, plastic, spray it, slab, plastic, and then wrap it all up. Store it in a flat box, and you are ready to pass out clay slabs the same way you pass out sheets of paper. So that's my little tip to go along with this little section. So come back and watch this part for ideas on storing clay in the classroom. It's not just slab, there's some other ideas in here as well. All right, adding texture to slabs is a super fun way to get the kids using some things we don't normally use, number one. And it's also another great way to get them to brainstorm ideas. Rolling on leaves and printing that in there. Anything you find from nature. I love the idea of just taking string and putting it around your dowel rods or your baby rolling pins and then rolling them carefully across your slabs to create texture. If you can get your hand on some doilies, those make such cool clay items. That's one of the ones that my kids love the most. I happened to find a friend who goes to vintage shops and she snagged a bunch of those for me. And I think even people have found these at those dollar stores. This is a video, so when you come back, check out the video at your leisure. Click on that and you can find the link there. And then this is an article that gives you 5 tips for creating texture on clay. So do come back and check out these things. All super great resources. The last thing that I've included for you here are just some inspiration. These aren't fully formed, written out lesson plans, although I will say our Godot website has lots and lots of instructional resources where you can go to get fully formed lessons with standards and all the things you need for a lesson plan. These I've put in here just to get you thinking about ways that you can use slab art in your classroom. I personally think it's a quick and easy way to make something that kids will have for years and years, and parents and grandparents all love these. You can see up here, this is one of the hearts imprinted with a doily. You can use rubber stamps. You can create your own clay stamps. That might be a really good project for kids to do. Unfortunately, then they don't end up with a piece to take home. But it's making a clay stamp is a great thing to do for early finishers as well. Not sure that I've ever had an early finisher though in clay. Here are some other ideas using these flowers and a layering. Tracing hands is always fun, and the leaf bowls are always a hit every year. And then finally, I've included this video for the clay animal faces. This one and this one here, you're going to have to really teach the whole concept of scoring and slipping and making sure those pieces stay together. If you haven't done this already, pay attention to wet clay will stick, but as we all know, when it dries and it shrinks up, those pieces come apart. So make sure you're focused on the joining and the proper joining techniques. So that's all I've got for you guys in this section. Hopefully you've gotten some great takeaways in the last 3 series for our clay. It's such an expansive medium, and I will be coming back later this year with some other ideas. Tried to make it so that you can come back and just catch snippets instead of having to sit down for hours and hours. Just come back and check out the links. The PowerPoint will be linked on the webinar, so you can download that PowerPoint and keep those articles for your references. What I'd like to do is, if you would, before you go, think about some of your favorite slab lessons. Maybe you can upload photos, or maybe just describe some of the slab lessons that have been really popular with your kids and what has worked well for you. And heck, maybe even just share a story of some epic situations where things didn't quite go as you thought they'd go. That's it for today, folks. Thanks again for coming. We really appreciate you checking things out here. It's fun hearing all of your ideas, and let's just keep that going. And I will see you back here next time. See ya.